Hit it. Welcome to the February 28th Board of Trustee meeting. As we open the meeting all the time, it is the Pledge of Allegiance is said, and then we follow up with a moment of silence. Tonight we have 2 moments of silence. I was too young, but tonight is for Virginia Ginger Whitty, who was the first female trustee in Delhi Township. She served back from January of 76 till January of 78, or I guess actually 79. She is survived by her daughter Gwendolyn Volpe, Melissa Wegman, and Jennifer Hagan. Her services are not until sometime in March, but she served with Jerry Lubers and Dusty Rhodes, but God rest her soul. And then secondly, for Chuck Wickman, who is the husband of our Delhi Citizens on Patrol, as you all know, DCPA. Joan Wickman is their longtime treasurer and also a longtime teacher at St. Dominic School. Chuck passed away. His services were today. He is survived by Joan and his daughter Karen and son Trey. So God rest both their souls. If you please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so very much. All righty.
Madam President, I remember Mrs. Whitty, but who were the other 2 you mentioned?
Oh, Dusty and Jerry, just some guys. You're so funny. Okay. Mr. Luby, if we can please have the approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees regular meeting on February 14th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion approves. Approval of overtime?
Motion to approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending February 20th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion to approve bills for payment.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Report from fiscal officer?
The only significant transaction I have tonight is payroll on 2/15 was $373,000. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Tonight, we have a couple of special presentations. So, Chief, do you want to start the ceremony?
First of all, thank you for this opportunity to be here. We've had obviously multiple conversations, all of us have had, about the challenges of recruiting today. I've always promised you guys that I would never lower our standards in hiring people. So when this young man right here applied for the job, we knew right away that he was the fitting mold for our community and going to be an ambassador for our township, which obviously you guys know and expect from us. So Cody graduated from Glen Estee High School in 2010. He worked for the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office from 2016 to 2023. He was a correction officer from 16 to 2020 and was assigned to the road patrol from 2020 to 2023. Cody is married to his wife, Jessica Collins, who I might add is a teacher for OLV, another Delhi shout out. And they reside in Delhi, another shout out, with their 2 children, daughter Quinn and son Levi. In his free time, Cody enjoys playing golf, working out, landscaping, and spending time with his family. So after you swear him in, Cody will be pinned by his wife, Jessie.
Great.
Okay.
Raise your right hand, please. I, Cody L. Collins,
I, Cody L. Collins,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution and laws
that I will support the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Ohio,
and the resolutions of the Township of Delhi,
and the resolutions of the Township of Delhi,
and I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties incumbent upon me
and perform all the duties incumbent upon me
as a police officer of the Delhi Township Fire Police Department.
as a police officer of the Delhi Township Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. I think I've learned to read.
It happens.
Trustee Seavey, any comments?
Well, congratulations, Cody, and welcome to Delhi Township. We're looking forward to all the contributions that you and obviously your family will be making to us. So thank you for choosing Delhi.
Trustee Davis?
Welcome to the family, Cody. Glenn Estee. What in the world? That's not Elder, Oak Hills. But you made it over, and you live in the township, and that is awesome. You saw the light. But no, welcome to you, and of course, your family, friends, and your wife. They're very nice. Thanks for saying yes to Delhi.
I echo it. Thank you for choosing us. We are very honored to have you on the force, and we know they were really anxious for you to say yes. So thank you to your family. We know he's going to be spending a lot of time with us. So he's a wonderful man from what I understand. Jim?
It's always hard to try to follow these three and try to say anything new, but welcome. You know, I'm glad you chose Delhi, and I'm sure you'll keep the bar high for our officers. So congratulations and good luck.
All right, thank you. All right, you got pictures, you got what you wanted? Good, okay, great. All right, second presentation.
Wow. Too much FaceTime here. Al, if you want to come up. John, where are you at, buddy? Ms. Peters, if you want to come on up. So obviously tonight, we've got a couple good things going on. We obviously welcome the new person to our family, but this is obviously very special to us. I don't know if it's working. So the Life-Saving Award is presented to an officer who saves a life by intervening in the death circumstances of a person by way of automatic defibrillation, CPR, the Heimlich maneuver, or such intervention. Upon arrival at a Life Squad run on Anderson Ferry on December 9th, 2023, Officer Gelhar quickly assessed the situation, securing his defibrillator from his patrol vehicle. Recognizing the urgency of the moment, Officer Venemeyer joined Officer Gelhar in entering the residence to provide immediate assistance. Inside the home, the officers encountered Mrs. Peters in distress with a family member administering CPR. Officer Gelhar assumed control of the situation, instructing the family member to assist him moving Mrs. Peters to a suitable location for treatment. Meanwhile, Officer Venemeyer prepared the defibrillator for use, ensuring all necessary precautions were in place. Officer Gelhar transitioned into performing chest compressions, while Officer Venemeyer applied the defibrillator pads to Mrs. Peters' chest. The defibrillator advised that a shock was necessary and administered the shock. As the officers continued their life-saving efforts, the Delhi Fire Department arrived on scene, where they were briefed on the situation by the officers. Throughout the transition, Officer Gelhar maintained chest compressions, ensuring uninterrupted care for Mrs. Peters. After analyzing once more, the defibrillator delivered a second shock, at which point the fire department took over CPR. A pulse was established, and Mrs. Peters was transported to Mercy West, where she thankfully began the long road to full recovery. The Delhi Township Police Department acknowledges Officers Gelhar and Venemeyer for their unwavering commitment to public safety and their exemplary demonstration of compassion and professionalism. Their actions reflect the highest standards of law enforcement service and serve as a testament to their dedication to preserving life and protecting the community. According to the American Heart Association, early defibrillation is the most important link in the chain of survival during a cardiac event. The department would also like to thank the Ben Hayes family, the owners of Delhi Duncan, for the generous donation of this critical life-saving equipment that ensures every Delhi police officer is equipped with an AED in the field. In recognition of their quick thinking and decisive actions that resulted in saving the woman's life. The Delhi Police Department proudly grants this award to Officers Gelhar and Bennemeyer. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And I know Mrs. Peters would like to say a few words if you're okay with that.
I wrote a letter to you guys, but I'm just going to read the letter instead of just handing it to you. To the first responders who gave me a second chance at life, on behalf of myself, my family, and my loved ones, thank you for your quick thinking, your tireless training, expertise, and for risking your lives every day, and for being on duty during my most critical time of need. And thank you for the comfort you provided to my husband, John, and my son, Cameron, who performed CPR until you arrived. There's a line in the movie, Any Given Sunday, where Al Pacino plays an American football coach. And he gives this pregame speech, and he says, you'll find out that life, like football, is just a game of seconds and inches, because in either game, the margin is so small. And on December the 9th, 2023, at a time when my life was in jeopardy, when seconds were crucial, the margins were small, and my chances of survival were slim, you stepped into action and saw to it that I was able to defy the odds. Your every action was an integral part and critical part of this nothing short of a miracle outcome. While no words are adequate, my family and I want you to know that we are eternally grateful to you. And I find great comfort in knowing that you are serving our Delhi community.
Beautiful. Trustee Seavey?
Wow. Gentlemen, that is why you do what you do, because you do it so well. And we are so grateful, as well as the Peters family. The fact that those AEDs were actually a gift from a business here in Delhi also says a lot about the community. And I'm so grateful for Dunkin' Donuts and the Ben Hayes family for making that contribution to us. Congratulations, and thank you so much.
Trustee Davis?
Well, again, thank you, and thank you to the community for supporting your police and fire and safety services so that we wouldn't have to cut people back. This is a prime example. This is the stuff you should see on social media, not some of this other junk that they put out. This is a great story, and that's what it's about, being there and taking care of each other every day. So thank you, and also thank you for the letter and taking the time to come out. We appreciate that and hearing these incredible stories. Bravo.
Thank you. We're very proud of you. We're proud of all of our first responders, and we're just glad you guys were there and you did have the equipment. Again, Mr. Ben Hayes for his contribution. Mrs. Peters, we are so glad you're still with us, and I hope you're doing well. Ongoing, okay. And your letter brought me to tears. It was beautiful, and so we're very happy you're here, and thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, everybody, for coming here and supporting them. We greatly appreciate that. Jim, anything?
Again, main responsibilities of elected officials is to make sure that our township is safe and that we have excellent safety services. And I think this is just an excellent example of, us trying to do what we can for our community. So congratulations, and glad you're doing well.
Thank you. Okay, but go ahead.
May I, real quick?
You sure?
Jen, if you don't mind standing up. Jen Workman is here. She's obviously a member of the Ben Hayes family. If we can give her a round of applause.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. By all means, feel free to stay and watch the rest of the meeting, or you may be dismissed at this time. Either way, whatever works for you. Oh, you're leaving? We love those little chatterboxes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, please come up. Okay, okay.
I don't know where to put them, I want to.
Well, after the meeting, you can go out there, we'll close the door and continue with our meeting, and you can have your little celebration there.
Oh, no, I just want it for everybody, for
Oh,
everybody, for
okay.
all of the, yeah.
Oh, that's
everybody
great.
here.
Okay. We'll let them start with them out there, and
Okay.
they'll save some for us, right? You want a picture? Yes.
Oh, yeah, John, can you
Yeah.
That'd be great if we could. Next to our public hearing.
My nose is still
Is that you?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't have, no.
So we've been asked by Hamilton County to have a public hearing to let the public know about a change in the use of community development block grant funds. They were originally awarded to the patio bar and the public lawn, and we have since found out that we had a $600,000 grant that was a community revitalization grant that was awarded in 2022 that we're going to be able to use for the majority of the patio bar, and then the balance of the funds will be block grant funds. So we're able to repurpose. Originally, we were given $287,000 for the project, and we're able to just take $70,000 and use it for the project, and take the balance of $217,000 and use it for the senior center improvements. We've discussed this before. This is a formality to let the public know we're making a change in the use of the funds. If anybody has objections, they can let us know between now and March 1st. It's a win-win. We're basically going to have $1 million altogether, and we're stretching the dollars to use as much as we can for the senior center as well as the project. So if anybody has comments, they can contact me by email, jpearson@delhi.oh.us, or by phone at 922-2704. And we also had a reasonable accommodation. No one contacted us to make a reasonable accommodation to attend today. And as far as I can tell, nobody signed up to make comments. So basically, we're opening and closing a public hearing with this explanation.
Okay.
If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
No, I'm good. I know what.
Mr. Davis? Nope.
Good.
Okay.
Thanks.
So we have a motion, please, Mr. Luby.
So we have a motion to open the public hearing to identify a change in project for the Hamilton County Community Development Block Grant Funding.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, the motion carries. And quickly, we have no questions? We're going to close it just
No
quickly?
questions.
All righty. Second motion, please.
We have a motion to close the public hearing to identify a change in project for Hamilton County Community Development Block Grant Funding.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, thank you. We like finding money. Or repurposing money. All right, trustee correspondence. Trustee Seavey.
Recently, I got an inquiry, and I know that this is a question that so many of our residents have, and that's about the property tax increase, and asked if there was anything the township could do. And right after that, and I had made a few phone calls, an article appeared written by our county auditor and our county treasurer. And what it's basically saying is our property tax increase is actually controlled by the state of Ohio, by Ohio Revised Code, by the reevaluation of every 6 years. So our every 6-year reevaluation came this year. The good news is your property is worth more. The bad news is that's what you'll be taxed on. But I thought it was interesting that the inquiry came about what could the township do. And like the very next 24 hours, the article appeared from the county saying, it wasn't us, it's the state. So I just wanted everyone to know that I heard your inquiry, and the article is called Change to Property Tax System Must Come from the State, and it appeared in the Cincinnati Enquirer, and you can get it in Cincinnati.com as well. So that's all I have. Not the best news, but
Well, I know they held a webinar, and I know Ms. Pearson attended it, I attended the webinar, anybody else attended? Did we post those slides that they presented, or the webinar itself, on our website? Is it available to our public?
it's available.
It's what, please?
We can add it.
Okay, so we can share it on our website.
Yep.
And it goes into great detail. It has, a slew of experts that presented. It doesn't last that long, if I remember. It was about a half hour, 45 minutes. But it goes into detail, what you're saying
Yep.
there, Mrs. Seavey. How it happens. What happens. And they have resources that you can call, so on and so forth, to answer some of your questions.
Well, and also, Trustee Sturts, the fact that the Board of Revisions is open for appointments, for questions, that you can sit down with them and get further explanation on your individual tax questions. You can do that right through the auditor's office. So please take advantage of the services that they're offering you. And if you still have questions, and by the way, there's also ways to set up payment plans. So let's use what the county is offering us, and if we have questions, call.
And the links to those are on that presentation.
Yep.
So if we can get that up, thank you. I do appreciate that. Trustee Davis?
Two quick things, Madam Chair. First of all, I thought it was interesting on some of the social media, not that I know we follow it, but when you hear different things, that people are starting to find out that there's really things going on down at Fairbanks and River Road with speed bumps now and things, so be careful down there. But especially thank you to some of them on there who have done their due diligence and were educated on what exactly is going on down there and making sure people understand that is not in Delhi Township, that is the city of Cincinnati. So any complaints that you have with River Road and Fairbanks and a stoplight that's on its way down there and in the middle of all those humps down there, that is who you want to talk to, the city of Cincinnati, and their brilliant plan for this to slow everybody down there, because we all know we need to be slowed down in that area, right, Chief? Whatever. Anyway, so thank you for that, and it's always nice when you see people actually put out there what's really true. So that is the city, and again, be careful, because when you go through there, I'm there almost every day, and you see these cars slamming the brakes on to stop because they see the bumps, and it's created so much confusion and probably even more accidents than they've had in the past 8 years. But anyway, be careful down there. Second of all, Mr. Miller, if you could address, I have had several, and this is literally several in the last week, confused about the Duke Energy and what they're supposed to do, not do. So could you just take 1 minute and explain what's happening with that?
Okay. It's my understanding that a lot of people are seeing an increase in their gas bill. Is that correct? Is that
Yes.
what we're seeing? Okay.
Yeah, is your mic on, by the way?
It is.
Okay.
There we go. I'll get a little closer. So,
Well, they're trying to figure out also, were they supposed to drop something? Were they supposed to make a call, change? Do they still have Duke, not have Duke? So if you could explain that and
Sure,
on the
I-
bill and,
Yeah, so in general terms, there are two aggregation agreements that the township has. We have Energy Harbor for our electric right now, and we have AEP for gas. Gas might be a little high right now, so there's always the option to opt out. I would suggest you use the township website. There is a contact number for Energy Alliances. You can reach out to Energy Alliances, and they can advise you. They can either help you with your bill to compare, against the Duke rate, and they can help you opt out if you choose to do so. So,
several of them expressed that their bill has gone up $150 or $200. What was the increase and why was it? And obviously, this was not something that they voted on. These were the
So-
things that were sent out, so.
So our rates are fixed. So those have been, I want to say the gas rate, that went into effect in '22, and that's due to be re-upped. The electric rate, we did choose a new electric vendor last year. And so ideally, you have a steady rate through the energy aggregation. My advice at this point in time is if you have a question with your bill, contact Energy Alliances and they can help you sort that out. If you do have questions, if you're not comfortable calling them, you can call our office and we can take a look at it, but ultimately if it's a deeper dive, we're going to send you to Energy Alliances. They're our broker, they're our trusted partner in this. They're the ones that are looking at the rates year over year and advising us.
Okay, and on the change did automatic change occur? Did these people have to put in for it?
So if you're in our energy aggregation plan, if you're a member, if you're in the township, you would automatically be in that. But our rates haven't changed. So I have worked with a couple people, but they haven't shared their bill with me for me to look at it. I just passed them on to Energy Alliances at this point in time. I'd be happy to take a look at somebody's bill. They can share it with us, and we can try and get to the bottom of it.
No, and that's good. And we've talked about this so many times at so many meetings. So I just wanted to get it out one more time here. Especially as they're seeing some increases going on. It's just good that they have the first factual information there. Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Yes, sir.
And I don't have anything at this time, so let's move on to our department meeting heads. Fire Department, Chief?
We approve a motion to hire Michael J. Borger as part-time firefighter EMT in the fire department at the rate per the collective bargaining agreement with the Delhi Firefighters Association upon successful completion of the pre-employment physical and drug testing effective on February 28th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Tell us about him, Chief.
He is our newest. We have one spot left to fill part-time. Just brought him on. He'll be part of the 5 personnel that we are sending through recruit class here in early March. So we're excited to bring Mr. Borger on and get him started with us.
Okay, great. All right. Another motion, please?
Motion to accept the voluntary resignation of part-time firefighter EMT Jacob C. Vollmer effective March 29th, 2024.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, we gained one and we now lost one. Are we
Yes.
back?
No, we wish Jacob very well. He is going with the city of Cincinnati, so he has family that works for the department, and we're very happy for his new venture and really appreciate his service to our community during his time here in Delhi.
Okay, great. Any department updates?
Absolutely. I'd like to kind of tag along with certainly my congratulations to both the officers involved in that save. I will say 30 years ago, early CPR, early defibrillation was all part of the equation, but that equipment was never really available until an ambulance arrived. So the fact that Delhi Township has incorporated our law enforcement, who are they're already on the road, can quickly get to the scene to initiate that, it's fantastic. It takes survival rates, which true resuscitation means the person comes out of the hospital with very little minimal deficits but can leave a healthy life. 30 years ago was less than 5%. Today we're at about 12. Not miraculous, but it says we're moving things in the right direction. So certainly without the support of the board, but ultimately the community. They know what they value. They know what's important to them. Quick response times, good equipment, good training, those things all kind of pitches in our favor, makes that percentage go up a little bit higher. And everything we've done in recent years has been to really value the teamwork that we have. Law enforcement a lot of times work by themselves. They deal with things. It's very natural in the fire department to work as companies. And, it's truly what they did, in arriving and initiating care. They're more than trained to handle those things. But I don't want to overlook our folks as well, because a lot goes into stabilizing somebody that has just come out of cardiac arrest, to keep that heart beating, to keep the blood pressure up, to do all the things to make sure that until we get them transferred to a hospital for more definitive care, it doesn't take anything that anybody did. This is truly a team effort. So it's very hard. Tonight's their night. Fantastic job. Our crews will continue to go out and do what they do, work well with law enforcement to continue to save lives. And I think it's one of those things, my hat's off to the teamwork, certainly with the police department, their leadership, their ideals toward training make this work. And the fact that we work so well together and that they provide oversight with our runs and things like that, I just can't stress enough. That's how we get things done in this township. Cooperation, teamwork, and you guys are seeing the results. For her to come up here and tell her story, that's the reality of what we're here for. So certainly my hat's off to them, and keep us in your thoughts, because they're still doing their hard work out there also.
Chief, I think I shared with you some time ago the fact that I believe she was transported to Mercy West. And Mercy West, actually, I spoke with Mercy West, and they complimented Delhi Township Fire on how our patients arrive and the transmission of the information that you have already sent to them before the squad pulls in. They know what's coming, and they are prepared, and they are ready. And they just stopped me to tell me how great that the Delhi Township Fire EMS, when they arrive, it's all in good hands. And I thought that was a tremendous compliment. So it was interesting that police, fire, and then they went to Mercy West, and everything was transmitted. So that is tremendous team effort.
I was up at one of our local establishments a few weeks ago on the Pike, and you had a non-breather cardiac arrest, and I was actually watching your team. It was so impressive. It was skilled, and they were together, and everyone knew their part. Everyone knew what to do, from the police officers to the fire personnel, and who now is back with us, I understand, the patient. So it is impressive to see that, and I can tell you, none of us take it for granted with what you do. You know, your safety service is incredible. So, two good stories tonight. Yeah.
Right, and they're wonderful stories. And like we said, that's why we support you the way we do.
Oh, absolutely, and it's appreciated. It's a big part of the work that they're doing. I think just the reality is, folks, this is more than reason enough to say we provide CPR training at the firehouse. As a layperson, I lock my hats off to their family to recognize the situation. It starts with the dispatchers. The dispatchers were walking them how to do CPR. So this is really, I bet you if you got done with it, not only these two officers, but there's probably more than 50 people that impacted that one run. So, no, we appreciate it.
We're very blessed. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. Okay. Parks and Recreation, Mr. Soupy.
We have a motion to hire Julia A. James as event custodian in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $16 per hour upon successful completion of background check and drug testing, effective on February 28th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded?
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Welcome, Julia. Motion passes.
Motion to hire Karis Clay Jr. as event custodian in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $15 per hour upon successful completion of background check and drug testing, effective on February 28th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Welcome, Karis.
A motion to rehire Andrew J. Kaplinger as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $15.60 per hour upon successful completion of drug testing, effective on February 28th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Welcome back, Andrew.
A motion to rehire Michael J. Klepfer as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $15.60 per hour upon successful completion of drug testing, effective on February 28th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Welcome back, Michael.
Motion to rehire Pamela McAmis as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $15 per hour upon successful completion of background check and drug testing, effective on February 28th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Welcome, Pam.
A motion to rehire Louis J. Nye Jr. as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $16.64 per hour upon successful completion of drug testing, effective on February 28th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Welcome back, Louis. Are you
Wow.
at full capacity now? I mean, are you still looking?
With that, our custodians are full capacity. The seasonals are still open. So we are returning 3 of the original, our personnel, and then we have 3 new. So there's 2 new custodians and 1 new seasonal. So weather's changing, and we're getting ready. So
We had
that's a
four-
continuous
you had
cycle.
4 rehires, so that must mean that the job was good. They had a good summer working in the parks, and I think that says a lot about your team.
Yeah, most of them enjoy what they're doing. You know, it's a return for some, and others, they have other opportunities, so they go there. But yeah, we're returning a few. And along with that, the weather's changing quickly, so like I said, the weather kind of dictates when we're going to open up here, but usually it's April 1st is a good note, but I'm imagining mid-March here we'll start to open up things. I've looked at the future weather, and it's pretty close.
That's including the bathrooms? 'Cause
Yes.
that's the only
Yes.
question I keep getting.
That's always the case, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, and that, also with Joy had mentioned, we're doing the HVAC and the windows at Senior Center, so that's in the process. We're meeting the contractor's getting final measurements as well.
All right, I
That'll be
have
in
to
the
ask this
process.
question. Are we doing this construction around the windows and the floor and everything around their activities? I mean, are they aware of the change in the,
We have mentioned it to them, and honestly, with the way it's going to go, individually, they're going to be out of the way a lot of the times. We'll work around the schedules as well, though. Half the time, they won't know the contractors are in there.
Okay,
So,
good.
Yeah.
All right. Any other department?
Yeah, we're in the process of fixing a couple fields now. We have a short time frame where we can get in before baseball, softball, everything starts. So we are right now working on the outside lips of the field 3, ordering sod, hopefully tomorrow, next day. So that'll be ready to go. We're going to fix a few nets on a couple of the fences on backstops. And like I said before, with the past budget, we have some bids coming in for cameras up at Floral Paradise. They're starting to come in, getting final quotes. We are looking at the locks and timed locks at Floral Paradise Gardens as well, and new doors there. So, and then the last and not but least, we have a company coming in and giving us bids for solar lighting around the stage area. That's kind of going to be our option. We're looking at both electric and solar to see what the options are. So. But everything's coming in. It's seeming like it's going to work out as we had planned. So,
Randy, were we ever able to correct the solar lighting on the Welcome to Delhi Township sign that's on Lower Delhi Pike?
so originally I've checked them out many times.
No, you did.
It's temporary. The signs I believe were meant to be lit from the inside and never happened. So we put temporary solar lights on them, and I believe it's a bad call, but I believe they were stolen again. So
The solar
the actual
lights
lights
were
and the solar
stolen.
panels, yes.
Well,
So-
I remember that when those signs went up, there was a problem that the county would not allow us to run the electricity.
Okay. I can look into that again. We can check that again.
Do we know anything about the parking lot, Randy? Are we going to be able to get the parking lot lit this summer?
Well, our stage area is what the people were asking about. The lights in the parking lot are on and they have been lit. The actual area around the field is where a lot of complaints were, so we're getting those worked on the light with solar options. So, yeah. That's our intent, to light everything up there, and majority of it will reach the stage grass area, but a lot of it will reach the roadways as well.
And they're not ones that people can steal.
They're going to be a little higher, I hope so. Yes. And lastly, we are getting some of our vendor craft shows and stuff going, farmers market. So Dan has been working on, he has got out today or yesterday the signups for the vendors for the craft fair, and farmers market signups are coming out soon. So for vendors.
And that opens up.
That'll open up June 1st and all the way through August 31st every Saturday.
So the solar lights are shining on the Christmas deer.
Bring that up yet.
Our Christmas
ago.
deer were stolen also, so I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. Maybe they were shining on the
We can
Christmas
definitely
deer.
take another look at the lighting there as well. So that the signs coming into the townships.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thanks, Randy.
Yep.
This would be on the dog park. Where did we leave off on that?
Dog park, I believe we picked a location. I'm working on the fencing company as well right now to change and modify options there. I have a couple options that I'm looking at, so I will forward that to you guys when I get it and continue with that from there.
Kind of premature to be looking at when that might all come, September, October? Who knows?
It'll be later, yes, in the year, yes.
One other thing, is it possible, and I don't know what the cost is, but I think it's important, on concert nights and things, really, if we could spray the grass, the mosquitoes, all of it.
Oh, yes, for sure. I can put it on a
Yeah, I know
program.
we did so much last year, but maybe we need to increase that, make it
Okay.
even more mosquito.
Yeah, usually we hit it in the very start of the year to keep the bugs and everything down, weeds and everything. But I can look in the future a bug application as well. So,
Yeah, and again, safe and chemical and things like that, but that would be a real big, because, yeah, we
Yeah,
just
no problem.
people scratching all over, yeah,
That'll work.
Anything else?
unless they're playing
Thanks,
Scratch
Nothing right
Fever,
now,
which is another story, but anyway.
You got it.
You're all good? Thank you, Mr. Soup.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, next up, we have the police department.
We have a motion to hire Selma H. Eunice as part-time clerk at a rate of $15 per hour, contingent upon the successful completion of a background check, drug test, and voice stress analysis effective on February 28th, 2024.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Tell us about her.
So I will tell you, I reached out to one of my professors at University of Cincinnati because we have a great relationship with them, and I asked them for a clerk, and a couple weeks later, they called me and said, "This is your person." Out of everybody in the criminal justice program, she said, "This is your person." She speaks multiple languages, Arabic, Spanish, and obviously English. Sharp young lady, 4.0. I mean, she's got high aspirations in life. She wants to be an attorney. Sorry, Brian, I don't know about all that, but
Well, you said high aspirations. Yes, thank you.
but she wants to be a judge at some point in her life. Yeah. Yeah. Don't touch that one, bud. But no, we're excited to have her, and she'll do a great job as long as we have her. So, you know, just to think about the professors saying this is the one person in the whole program that would do wonderful for you. So
My
And she wanted
recommendation.
us.
she wanted
And
us.
she wanted us to. That's great. All right. What's happening besides everything tonight? This is your night, obviously.
So I will tell you that when I was standing back watching our guys interact with that young lady that they brought back to life was just amazing to me. And I can't, words can't describe it, obviously. But in Chief Campbell, the words that he said about our teamwork and effort, obviously we value all of our township departments. But, you know, just hearing those things, it makes you, it's like when somebody talks about your kid, right? I mean, it's just such a cool thing. But, you know, obviously hiring people that we feel will be a great fit. You know, just another couple of things. I would ask again for the people that are watching, if a crime occurs and they see it or it's on them, please call us. I mean, we're getting it again where people are waiting to the next day and, you know, we didn't want to bother you. Well, I mean, that's what we're here for. Bother us all night long, please. And just to touch a little bit on traffic situations, I know we've received a bunch of complaints about C.O. Harrison's traffic. Please respect other drivers on the road. Do not stop on the road. We're going to work with the school, work with the deputy that works at the detail there for obviously directing traffic to see how we can help it out. But
Do
don't stop.
not
on
block
the road.
our fire department. That's the one that gets me.
Don't block the fire department. Don't block us coming through. So we're going to keep an extra eye on it as well, just to make sure it doesn't happen. So please don't block the street. But that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions.
Right. At no time, you know, it was reported, quote, that people are turning their engines off and sitting there. At no time are you allowed to park in a street, especially when that important, so.
So now we got it where apparently they're blocking in the turn lane and the southbound
Yes.
lane. So obviously it's just for food for thought. It, you know, it could cost you $130 to do that. So, and 2 points on your license.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
A couple of those.
Yeah, a couple of those. We don't want to do that, but
No, but
obviously if it has to happen, it's going to
warn
happen.
and then whatever.
Yeah.
You know, little Johnny will still get to your car, whether you're the 30th car in line or the first car in line, ladies and gentlemen.
Amen. But any questions you all have, I'll be happy to
Yep.
answer any questions.
Anybody? Thank you for a great job that you're all doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. Public Works, Mr. Ripperger.
Thank you, trustees. Nothing on the agenda, and honestly, the end of February, pretty quiet with road construction. I believe the Linneman Substation Expansion Project, they're not blocking the road anymore. They're kind of in between starting another phase to that project. Definitely not over with, but quiet right now. There is a small sewer project on Devil's Backbone across from Hickory Lake, starting March 4th. From what I know about the project, there shouldn't be a lot of traffic disruptions, but keep you posted on that if there is. But
Supposed to last till the end of June, right?
yes, the completion date is July 29th.
July.
It's a pretty small project, so I'm not sure. I can try to get some more information on that, why it's lasted so long out. But
Okay.
any questions on anything else?
I have one.
Okay.
The top of Overhill Lane, they have, where the waterworks is fixing the water line,
Yes.
they have sat a porta potty right
Yeah.
right in the view to turn right. So you're totally blind of anything coming west on Foley Road. Could they have just moved it back, you know, maybe 2 feet, 3 feet?
I wouldn't think that would be there long, but I have seen a lot of contractors doing that lately.
It's right on the corner. I mean, you're totally blind
Yeah.
to look to the east.
Can't see through them either.
Just asking for a friend that has to get out on that street.
I can take a look at that, but yes. All right.
All good?
That's it.
Well,
Thanks.
Thank you for
Thanks,
everything.
Ron.
Appreciate it. Okay, administration, Mr. Miller.
All right, my section's pretty quick tonight. No spending authorities, fortunately. I just want to give you guys a brief update on Delhi Town Square, just to show you some of the spaces. This is pretty much the finished meeting room, banquet hall, if you will. The detail I really wanted to show you guys is this is a picture from yesterday. This is our new dais, so this is where we will hold, or the trustees will sit during our meetings. So it's all finished. The question is, do we want an emblem, a township seal or something right there in the middle? So that's something we haven't spec'd out yet.
On the wood or on the back of the wall?
I would say, oh, so you guys can't see my mouse, sorry about that. So I was thinking, you've got a perfect kind of, wood frame right there. We could do something right there. We will still do the township, logo across the back. The flags will be up there. But I was thinking, some kind of, actually putting a seal right there. Even digging up the one from our lobby here, if we really wanted to get.
I was going to say, is
Have-
you
have
thinking
kind of
of the
that
same
sort
thing that's in the floor?
Well, I don't know. It would depend. You guys may think that the font or something is dated there, but yeah. So
But
that
it's
would kind of be
historical.
an ad. It is historical.
It's just something we bring from here.
Yeah.
Besides our chairs.
Yeah, might be. That's right. Trying to source another chair that matches that one is the bane of my existence right now. I'm working on it. So
Well, you can make the chairperson want a throne.
there we go. We can do that. Absolutely.
We rode through it.
And who would get to break that throne in? That
I don't know. I don't know.
Right. So tentatively, I'm looking to the first meeting in June, being able to move over and hold a public meeting in this space. So,
Nice.
I knew what that day was, a couple hours ago, and it slipped my mind. But it would be the second Wednesday in June.
Oh, no.
We would do that.
Oh, no.
So, just another shot. So just so you know, instead of the musical chairs for our department heads, moving back and forth, the plan is to have, there'll be tables out here, so everybody's going to have dedicated seats. And there's actually, you can see them here, there's floor plates right here for the podium and for those tables so that they have, power and microphone hookups.
How many feet is that podium from where we are?
This is kind of an interesting shot. I'd have to measure it out, but I would say it's probably 10 feet at most.
At most.
At most. Yeah, it's not as far back as it looks. This is
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's a fish lens, but yeah, it does have an interesting perspective on it.
Back on the, before we hit to the next one.
Yep.
There's over at the Delhi Lodge there, we have on the podium the CEO of Delhi Township, whatever, which really looks nice. You might want to consider that,
take a
same
look at
type of
that.
idea for the middle of that. Also, before we okay the painting of the wall behind us, I would like to,
Yeah, be
block
happy
that
to
out
look
a
at
little
some
bit.
ideas.
I mean,
The Starbucks logo that
the
bothers
Starbucks logo, yes, it does bother me. It looks like Starbucks, I'm sorry,
We
it
already
does.
said we were flipping the colors.
I know.
Yeah.
We can flip the color, but I'm just saying, is that, there might be some other things that we want to look at.
I'm open to options. The good
Okay.
news is that we'll have the capabilities to do the vinyl ourselves, so we can,
Okay.
keep it current. All right? And just so you can kind of see behind, so, this is all finished. That countertop is in. They did a wonderful job with this. Yeah, very, very excited about this new space. So this is, I just wanted to highlight the elevators are in. This one, I believe, has been finalized now. So, I mean, it's not operating on a day-to-day basis, but we're moving right along. So, kitchen updates, so still waiting on the stove surfaces and appliances, but this area is all finished up otherwise from the appliances. So just kind of a look at that demonstration classroom. Moving outside, we have progress on the playground area. So our playground vendor has installed all of the equipment, and this is like the base layer of that pour-in-place surfacing. So that'll still get a top coat of turf, and then there's going to be kind of like a track around this for the kids as well. So
And
it's
Mr.
no
Miller,
shop.
that is not for public use.
This is controlled. It's a dedicated playground for Oak Hills. So
Preschool.
The preschool.
It's the Oak Hills
Preschool,
Pre-K.
yeah.
That's right. So if they do ever open it up to the public, it's going to be at the discretion of Oak Hills. As it stands right now, it's my understanding it is dedicated, will not be available to the public. I don't have a picture of it, but I do want to say the surge tank system, our kind of a mediation device, if you will, for our sanitary sewer is ahead of schedule. So that's looking good. Also, from the PLK, from the apartment standpoint, I believe we hit 65% leased out. So that is 117 out of 180 units already have a lease agreement.
And that's record for them.
They are floored. They are so excited. Like I said, they haven't even been able to do their traditional marketing because it's all been, keeping up with, with the demand and the organic interest in the project. So,
And congratulations are in order for the first building residents.
So we do already have residents in there. I believe we have 16 families or 16 tenants, and we have at least one canine resident of Viridian right now of Delhi Town Square. I believe their name is Harper. So
The family's name or the dog's?
The dog.
right.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Did I miss anything?
Can't tell you the family name, just tell you the dog
maybe
name.
not.
No, the dog name is Harper, yeah. Yep. So.
There we go.
Yeah, I think the families have asked for a little, little privacy, so we'll mention the canine residents.
Okay. I do want to go off script for just a minute. Mrs. Waller, Ms. Waller, are you ready to present your question since we're talking about Viridian? Would you like to address us instead of resurrecting this issue? Okay. State your name and address, please, and you'll have 5 minutes.
Joyce Waller. I live at 5442 Canis Drive. I don't know if it's a question for you guys or more for Chief, but my concern is with the preschool being there and these residents moving in, what's the vetting process, I guess, for lack of a better word, for these residents, like to do background checks to make sure that they don't have access to the children? I went on the tour, and I know that there's all these locked areas and doors and all that, but it's still a U-shaped building, and people can get to children if they need to, if they're outside on that playground. So what are we doing?
Sure. So as far as the facility itself, it is a secure facility. Okay, we talked about that every door has secure access. It's key card only. The fenced-in area is 6 feet high. It is going to be monitored by not only the staff, but there's cameras all around this area. So the interior space is very much locked down. There's only one little lobby area that the public can actually go into. I don't even think parents are going to be able to go back there on a normal basis.
So the
But
parents,
as far as
walk their kids to
residents
school?
in what's that?
The parents can't walk their kids to the classrooms?
I think they drop them off at the front door. I think that's part of the program. I won't speak for Oak Hills on that,
Okay.
but ideally, if you're not staff or a student, you don't go into that back corridor.
Okay.
So you stop at the lobby. Yep.
All right.
But like I said, I won't speak for Oak Hills. That's my understanding of how that's going to work. As far as the apartments, you know, it's a, you know, if you're worried about, you know, say, you know, registered sex offenders, there are laws on the books. They have to be a certain, you know, certain number of feet away from any school location, and this is a school location.
Okay.
Chief,
Yeah.
will you
It's
please have the
also-
chief address that
That's what I was gonna
quickly?
say. Yeah.
Yep. It's also a public park because we have the lawn down the middle as well.
Right, right.
So in addition to what Administrator Miller said, I've had a chance to be there myself multiple times. I will tell you that the building is very safe and secure. They did a wonderful job of designing that. There's laws on the books to handle and prevent sex offenders from getting close. Obviously, we all know that laws sometimes don't prevent it, but I am very comfortable with the way that's set up and the cameras and the security fence, and that it's going to be good.
Are those cameras going to be 24/7?
Yes.
Okay.
How many feet is that, chief? I mean, could somebody be in one of those apartments that close, or what is the law say
No.
on that?
Yeah.
Huh? 1,000 feet?
1,000 feet.
From the property line? Okay.
Well, I think also Oak Hills Local School District has a wonderful program of pickup. If any of you have been parents or substitute teachers, pickup duty is a tough one because you have to watch every child get in what car, and you have got a list of who they cannot get into a car with. So I commend Oak Hills School District on how they manage the pickup and the drop-off as well. So, yeah, they're pretty good.
That's a great question, though.
Ro-
Yeah.
Rose?
Excellent.
Yes.
Rose, yeah.
Yes.
So, in the Hamilton County prosecutor, along with the sheriff, look at this, and if they observe that there is a violation, there's actually a civil action that can be filed to move folks out who violate the statute. So both the Hamilton County prosecutor's office and the sheriff's office monitor these. So they're very good about that.
Okay.
Yeah, the sheriff does a fantastic job with sex offenders. Obviously, sometimes people slip through the cracks,
Right.
as we all know.
Right.
But they stay on it.
Right.
They're a phone call away, and they're very responsive, so they do a good job.
My understanding too from other jurisdictions is that they have a liaison that actually is just looking at just at this issue. Is that right, Chief?
That is correct.
Okay. Feel better? Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Good thing to think about. We appreciate it. All right, so Administrator Miller, are you finished with that?
Excuse me. Yes, I'm done with DTS. Like
Okay.
I said, you know, our infrastructure on site is ahead of schedule. Patio bar in the center, you'll see that coming out of the ground. There might be some site work in that area, but it's all planned to be finished before our grand opening.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, Economic Development, Ms. Pearson.
Good evening. I will add a couple things to the DTS update. The next batch of residents won't be moving until April 9th. So we are busy putting together welcome bags, and we're ready for the next 24 households. And we have received confirmation from the Reds organization. They've already reserved Mr. Redlegs and the Gapper to come to our grand opening on June 1st, but they would like to know what time we want to have the party. So they're busy that morning with a 5K run, so I told them it would definitely not be until after 12 so that they can attend, but they would like to know sooner rather than later. If we can get some consensus on that, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start firming up plans.
A couple of updates. The transformer at Take 5 oil change will be gone by next Friday, a week from Friday.
I've heard
So-
that before.
We'll believe it when we see it, but they did have a Bobcat out there stabilizing the ground so that they can actually pick it up and use a crane in the area. So, let me see, a couple updates. The Revive Church has received a clearance from MSD for sanitary sewer to convert one of their buildings into a child care center. It will have 47 children and 4 staff. And Tony has already approved the zoning permit, and now they'll go to the building department. Let's see, and then the Los Tres Hermanos had a snag that both the fire chief and the zoning administrator are aware of with their sewer system. So they haven't been able to open yet. They have to dig up their parking lot and I think replace a sewer. Does that sound right? Do some sewer repair. So everything else, I think, is going to be going to you in the weekly update. So unless you have any questions.
Okay.
I'm good.
No.
Thanks. Oh, I forgot. That's why I brought my phone up here. I just saw an article at 6 o'clock, 5:45, and it was about Hamilton County. They have $1.4 million to help people pay those taxes and or utilities and or mortgages. And we can put this information on our website, but the total budget is $1.4 million. They've already spent some money. These are ARPA funds. And in order to qualify, the household for a single person can make up to $45,000, and a household of 3 can make $77,500. So we'll break down as much as we can information online. So if those who are watching are having trouble paying their taxes, paying their mortgage, paying their utilities, this is the end of this pot. But they also are considering helping people to appeal their property tax valuations
That's
and
that
paying
Board
for
of
appraisals
Revisions,
if
Joy?
possible. Yes, the Board of County Commissioners.
Commissioners.
Yes, and people can appeal their property tax values up through March 31st. Then they'll have a formal process, but you have to get it in by March 31st. And you can use comparable sales. The data is available on their website.
Thank you.
We'll share that.
Is our deadline for the Delhi dispatch still like March 15th to hit the? I believe so. Is this information we can put in there, or is that all solidified? I know I just submitted my article I rewrote.
I'm anxious to get it on the website because it's only
but
30
two-
days.
Yeah, but two places.
But yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
oh, I see, yeah.
Is that something that people, not everybody watches the meetings, not everybody knows, and, we need to push that information out somehow?
I'll work with
But is there room on the dispatch to put these resources on there for the people?
We'll reach out to Beer, even if it's like a short blurb and a link to a website.
That's all we can ask about, yeah, okay.
Great idea. Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. All right, community
Community development, yeah.
We have Resolution 2024-23, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 435 Vaughn Road, declaring an emergency and dispense with second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of the resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? Mr. Roach?
Good evening, trustees. Yeah, so we started out with 3 this morning, and then we were able to remove 1 because we got voluntary compliance on it. The next two resolutions that Mr. Luby's going to read are still in violation, so we're going to request your board declare them a nuisance.
Okay.
Is this our local
So this
voluntary dump?
Yes, so it's Vaughn Road, but it's actually, we know it as Rosemont.
Yes.
So, and, we went down that road, no pun intended, to, talk to the county and see if there's anything we can do, but it's just, it's so isolated and just, unfortunately.
It's an easy dump. All right.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes.
Resolution 2024-24, declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 4391 Skylark Drive, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. Roach?
It's the same, it's just still in violation. There's some debris in the side yard. It's down there in the cul-de-sac of Skylark Drive and just could not get voluntary compliance, so we're
Is that the debris, the old swing?
I was about to say, is that like a broken swing or
broken,
something?
as a broken swing, trustee Davis.
And there's more?
Is there a
It's
door or
it's like a
something?
pile
Okay.
of something right here.
I was going to say, because that, one of those broken swings is probably in 700 Delhi backyards, but, because they're great when you first get them. Anyway,
Yeah.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I will second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, resolution passes. Any other updates?
Nope, I think Joy covered most of everything we've been working on, so unless you have other questions about community development.
I have one comment, Madam
Yes, please.
President. Tony, thank you. Thank you, John. I feel like sometimes I'm a pest when I point things out, but I appreciate when you guys jump on them. And again, it's only when there's like eyesores, really community eyesores, that it has to be addressed, like the one car lot that was over off of one of our Delhi streets, and within 48 hours, that was taken care of. So I appreciate the owner of that property doing that. And again, we want things to look nice, especially when you're looking at Delhi Town Square right there is great, as well as Mount Vernon and these other areas, people parking up on their lawn. If your driveway is completely full, I get it. I get it. Tough, parking is tough. When there's nobody in your driveway and you still choose to park up on your front lawn by your front porch, it's unacceptable. It's just not going to fly. So thanks for jumping on that, and hopefully they'll tell their two friends and the rest of the residents, just don't do it, you know?
Thank you, Trustee Davis.
Yeah.
And it makes our job a lot easier when we can get voluntary compliance, and we don't have to come to your board with these nuisances, or we don't have to get the police department involved to help resolve our issues, but it certainly makes our jobs a little easier.
And we know you all have better things to do with your time, but it's same time when it's in violation, and you know, when you fire a friendly warning and they continue to do it, then you have no other choice but to take it to the next step.
Mr. Roach, I have noticed there's still some campaign signs out. Is there any way we can do a sweep? I know there's a vote no or vote yes on issue 1 down on Rapid Run. And, you know, I've just, you know, seen some other ones that kind of in the right of way, but just wondering, I know it's past the 6 months of, you know, so if anybody just happens to be driving by.
Pay a little attention, and we'll see
Yeah,
what we do for that. Yep.
appreciate it.
Great
All right,
job.
thank you.
We're going to be coming into primary season, and we have general election signs still up.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay.
exactly. You hear me. All right. Nobody else has signed up for public comment, so we will have announcement of community events, please.
Okay. Delhi Parks and Recreation is now forming the 2024 Spring Softball Recreation Leagues. This is for Friday night and Saturday night. These are men's leagues beginning April 12th. Please contact the Parks Department for more information. Delhi Business Association Open Forum Meeting is Tuesday, March 12th from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Glen Carter Lodge in Delhi Park. Learn how you can help your local charities that are in Delhi and how you can help residents of Delhi. Speakers include Don Jenkins for the Delhi Skirt Game, Clyde Kober, Kids, Cops, and Firefighters, Michelle Duda for Bailey, Bob
Luxinger.
Lutzinger, thank you.
Uncle
From the
Bob.
Kiwanis Club, Sarah Frey from Adopt a Class, Delshire Elementary School, Travis Curd, Kids and Community Food Collaborative. Delhi Business Association Easter Egg Hunt is Saturday, March 23rd, 2024, and it will start promptly at 10 a.m. at the Delhi Park near the stage.
And it'll be over at 10:03.
That's right. Please arrive early to get in line. And finally, Delhi Parks presents the Spring Craft and Vendor Show. This is Saturday, March 23rd, 2024, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. This will be at the Delhi Senior and Community Center on Neeb Road. Shop over 30 local crafters and vendors to our annual Spring Craft and Vendor Show.
Great. About
I add
this-
one?
Go ahead.
On Tuesday, March the 19th, which is also primary voting day, so this will stick in your mind, Mount St. Joe University will be doing a presentation of their chapel, the Maitre Dei, as a National Historic Site. They have been working on obtaining this for 7 years, and it's here now. So on March the 19th, after you've voted, and it's 7 o'clock in the evening, there will be a presentation and a ceremony at the chapel itself. We, the Delhi administration, will be participating. We have an alum on our board, so that'd be Rose. And we will be presenting a proclamation to them for their National Historic Site. So March the 19th.
Perfect, thank you. I just had a question. Mr. Ryan, yeah, you're talking about our softball leagues. Are they more robust this year with the closing of the ball field at the bottom of Cleese Warsaw? So you're very busy, and we're going to be busy. See a lot of activity up there. Very excited about that. All right, and that's why Mr. Soupy's really trying to get everything in shape, because they'll be coming. So that's wonderful. Thank you.
Build it and they will come.
That's exactly it. That leap of faith, right? All right. We do have a need for executive session tonight, so if we could have a motion to retire to executive session.
Motion to retire to executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, and/or compensation of a public employee of the township, and to consider confidential information related to the marketing plans, specific business strategy, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance and imminent litigation.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Vote, please. You have roll call. Yep.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you for coming tonight. Our next meeting is Wednesday, March 13th at 6 p.m. Everybody be safe out there. Thank you.